Okay, now what we are going to do is, okay, we got the data and this query is getting printed as we are expecting. Let me take this query, copy it from here, take this query, copy it from here, and then put it in our workbench and check whether it is working or not. I'm pasting it here, putting a semicolon because a workbench as well as our command line client expects a semicolon, and I'm running this query. And now I am going, you see, insert is successful. I am running the select query, and you see this last value Venu is printed. Okay, is available in the database. Also check it from here. This value is available. Last value Venu we have just inserted. Okay, cool. So the idea of what we are taking the data from the user, sending it to the insert user method. Insert user method is performing the creation of this dynamic query, and then we are printing the dynamic query, taking the dynamic query, putting it in our SQL server and running it, and SQL server is able to receive it correctly. So far what we are doing is actually not JDBC programming. Okay, we have just completed the first step, that is creating the dynamic query, and we are testing whether our dynamic query is correct or not. Okay, previously we have written dynamic query in main method. Now we are writing dynamic query in a separate dedicated class in a separate dedicated method. That's it. Okay, so now what we are going to do is implement our JDBC steps. For implementing JDBC steps, let us go to user DAO class, and in this user DAO class, now that we know that this query is working, let me write it down as query is working. Okay, once we have confirmed that our query is working, now what we are going to do is follow the JDBC steps. So let me first of all write down JDBC steps involved in writing our JDBC program. First step is load the JDBC driver, which is also called as register the JDBC driver. Okay, second step is create connection object. For this we need three details. What is it? We need database URL, we need database URL which we will use by the variable name dbURL. Okay, we need database username which we are going to use by the name dbuser, and we also need database password, okay, which we are going to use by the name dbpass. Okay, these are the things we need to create the connection object. Okay, and then the third step is create statement object. Okay, and for this we need connection object. Then execute the query. For this we need statement object. Then when we are executing the query, we can also save the result. Execute query and save the result. Okay, we need statement object and data type based another data type. For now I will just write another data type. We will see what is that another data type in a while. Okay, after executing the query, process the result. For this we need the result of the query execution. So whichever query we are executing, based on that what result we are getting, that result we need to process the result. And once all of that is over, close the resources. Okay, whatever resources we are using, we have to close those resources. Okay, these are the steps. So first, let us write the first step: load the JDBC driver. Okay, for this, what is the step? We write it as class dot for name. For name is the method. Okay, class is a class name and for name is a static method of the class, and in this we have to supply string parameter. It is expecting a string parameter. So what we have to supply here as a string parameter? Okay, in this string parameter, currently it is expecting, it is showing some error. Ignore the error for now. Ignore the error for now. Okay, ignore the error and just observe and understand what it is. For name is a static method of class and it is expecting a string value. Okay, it is expecting a string value because for name method takes a string parameter. Okay, and here what value we have to supply? Okay, this string variable you have to supply the class name. Ignore the error for now, and let me tell you what this string value expects. String value of for name method expects the class name. Which class name? Any class name of your choice. The class name to find in the project. Okay, what do I mean? For name method tries to find the class name given in the parameter. Okay, it tries to find the class name given in the parameter. Where it tries to find the class name in the project. Okay, it will try whatever class name we are providing here, it will try to check whether that class name is available within the project or not. That is the job of for name method of the class. Okay, so if you understood this, let me remove this. If you understood this, then let us write what here. What we have to write? We have to write provide the full class name of driver class with full package name. Okay, we have to write the class name of driver class with full package name. Okay, if we are doing that, we have to first of all know what is the package name and what is the class name. Where to find this information? One way is to remember it, but there is an easier way. You can find it. Where it is found? If you go to Project Explorer or Package Explorer, in Package Explorer, if you have already added your JDBC jar file, our MySQL jar file, okay, then it is available under referenced libraries. Expand referenced libraries. Under referenced libraries, you will see MySQL connector Java jar file. Okay, when you expand it further, you will see a package called this com.mysql.cj.jdbc. Okay, okay, and just see, this is the package name com.mysql.cj.jdbc. If I expand it further, here you will see a class called driver. Okay, so this is the package name com.mysql.cj.jdbc and class name is driver. We will see one more package, something similar to this at the bottom. This is com.mysql.jdbc. Under this also we will find a class called driver. Okay, so there are two packages where you will find driver class. Okay, now let me minimize this. Let me restore this. Okay, so what are the package names? There are two package names. Okay, one is com dot Okay, what is the package name? com.mysql.cj.jdbc is the package name in which you will find driver class, or another package name is com.mysql.jdbc.driver. In among these two package names and class names, you can write any one of them. Both will work because both the classes are available, both the packages are available in our JDBC library that we have provided, MySQL library that we have provided. So any one of them will work. Let me write this here and put it here. Okay, any one of them you can write, no problem. Now, once I have provided its job, what is the job of for name method? It tries to find this particular thing. Okay, it tries to find whether there is a package called com.mysql.cj.jdbc in the project. Yes, it is available. In that, it will try to find whether the driver class is available in that package. Yes, it is available. Okay, but still it is giving the error. What is this error? Let us try to see the error. Okay, the error is telling unhandled exception type class not found exception. What is the meaning of this? It means that it is telling that this for name method throws a exception called class not found exception. Okay, very briefly, if we try to understand what this class not found exception means. Class not found exception. Okay, that is the exception we are getting. As the name suggests, it is just telling class is not found. Okay, that means it is trying to tell us that maybe this class, whatever you're supplying, is not found. Okay, so let us try to understand what it is given. It is telling class not found exception. It is thrown when an application tries to load in a class through its string name. Okay, okay, within string double quotes, if we are trying to load a class name, then this exception will be thrown. Okay, the for name method is in this class called a class. Okay, and it is telling uh, all of that is fine, but no definition for the class with the specified name can be found. What does the definition means? Definition means the block of the class. It is telling that maybe the class is not found. That is the meaning of it. Okay, so why is it giving this exception? Okay, whenever you see unhandled exception, it means it is a checked exception type. Okay, it is a checked exception type. Whenever you see unhandled exception, it just means it is a checked exception type. What is checked exception? Okay, checked exception means an exception that is detected by compiler at the time of compilation. Okay, an exception that is detected by compiler at the time of compilation is called checked exception. And checked exceptions must be handled or declared. Okay, checked exceptions must be handled or declared. So there are two solutions whenever you see an exception. Okay, one solution is handle the exception. Okay, how do we handle the exception? Provide try catch block. Okay, and this is the best way to handle. Okay, this is the best way to do. Okay, whenever you see checked exception, providing try catch block is the best way. Another way is declare the exception. Okay, how do we declare the exception? Provide throws clause for the method. Okay, not a good way. Why it is not a good way, we will see later. Okay, a little while later. what we will do, first we will try declare the exception, and let us see what kind of problem we will find if we are providing declaration. That means we are providing throws clause. Okay, so let us see what kind of problem we will see. From here what I am doing is I am saying I want to declare the exception. To declare the exception we have to provide what? Throws clause. We have to provide throws clause for the method. What is the method? For name is method call. What is the current method definition? Okay, provide throws clause for method definition. Method definition means method head with method body. That is called method definition. Okay, so what is method definition here? Our current method is this method. This is our current method. Okay, in this method name is insert user, and its parameter, this is our whole method name. Okay, after this method name we have to provide throws clause. So we are writing throws followed by, what is the exception name? Exception name is class not found exception, and I am providing it here as class not found exception. Now when I save this, the error is gone. The error is gone. Error for this particular class is gone. But there is a small step I want you to observe very clearly. I'm removing it. I'm saving it again. The error is available here. I want you to observe somewhere else. I want you to observe here on the top. This is our class name user DAO, and this is our user test class. Okay, error is currently available in user DAO class. Okay, and where in user DAO class, this is where we have exception. Okay, and now for this method I am writing here throws clause. Okay, throws clause, and here I am writing class not found exception. Okay, when I have provided this class not found exception, you see that it is still showing the error. I'm saving it. As soon as I have saved it, what do I see? What do I see? Here this user DAO error is gone, but now the error is available in a different class. It is available in user test class. Okay, why the error is available in user test class now? Okay, if we go to user test class, in user test class we will see that error where this insert user method is called. Okay, where this insert user method is called, that is where we see the error once again. So what is this? What is this error? First of all, let us observe. The error is once again same, unhandled exception. It is unhandled exception of what type? Class not found exception. It is once again the same exception, and this is the problem with throws clause. Okay, if we are writing throws clause here for the method which is declaring, we are saying declaring the exception. We are declaring the exception to compiler, saying that for this method we are not handling the exception. That is what we are telling. Okay, for this exception we are not handling the exception. Sorry, for this method we are not handling the exception. That is what we are declaring to the compiler. Okay, so when we are saying for this method we are not handling the exception, then wherever this method is called, wherever this method is used, that is where we will see the exception, and that is exactly what is happening here. It is giving the exception here. So here what we can do, can we once again declare the exception here? Yes, we can do that, no problem. Okay, so let us try doing that. This method is called where? Inside our main method. So for this main method I am writing throws class not found exception, and I am saving it. Before saving it you see there is an error. I am now saving it. As soon as I save it, the error is gone. There is no error now. There is no error now. Okay, now this is good, it's working. Now let us test whether it is working or not. Okay, if as per the expected result, we are currently only loading the JDBC driver. Okay, if this path and if this class in that path is found, it will not give any exception. If this path and this class is not found, it will give the exception. That is the expected behavior. Okay, so let me delete this and provide a print statement saying class driver is loaded. Okay, we know that if there is an exception, execution stops abruptly wherever the exception occurs and the program is terminated. Okay, so if there is an exception in this line, then this will not be printed at all. Okay, this statement will not be printed at all. If there is no exception here, then this statement will be printed. Okay, so this message is printed only if the above line does not fail or does not throw exception. Okay, this message will be printed only if the above line is this one, does not throw exception. Okay, I'm saving it, and from the test class I'm running the method, running the program, and I'm choosing the value as 1 because that is where I'm calling this insert user, just to check whether it is throwing any exception or not. Okay, and I'm entering the values. Any value, it does not matter because currently we are not saving anything. Currently we are not running this in the database, and I'm giving some value. Okay, insert query is printed and it is printing what? Class driver is loaded. It means that there is no exception. Okay, so now what we have to do is we have to try to understand when will we see any exception in this case. Okay, in this case, in the sense, in this, for this class not found exception, when will we see this exception? Okay, ignore error is gone, the error is gone. Okay, when will we see this exception? Okay, when will we see this exception? Okay, we will see this exception if driver class is not found in this package, or if the package itself is not found, or yeah, these are the only two possible ways. So let me write it. If driver is not found in the package, okay, that is one option, one possibility. Okay, or another possibility is if the package is not found in the project. Okay, these are the two possibilities. Okay, if driver class is not found in the package, or if the package is not found in the project, these are the two situations where this exception will occur. Okay, so what we will do is we will try to get the exception and see how it looks if we get the exception. Okay, if driver class is not found in the package, can happen if we make a typing mistake. It can happen if we make a typing mistake. Okay, if we make a typing mistake, okay, this can happen. It can happen if we make a typing mistake for the package name. Okay, if we make a typing mistake for the package name, in this package name, this is the package name. Okay, in this package name, if I am making a typing mistake, then that package will not be found. Okay, so let us try that. Let us say that instead of writing CJ, I am writing CY. Okay, suppose that is the mistake I'm making. Okay, and then I am going to run the program once again. I'm running the program. It is asking for input. I'm choosing 1. It is asking for username. All of this is happening right now in the main method only. Okay, this is our main method. Inside the main method, it is trying to execute this part. Okay, it is asking for the input, which is also happening in main method only. Currently it is not into the insert user method yet. Okay, I'm giving the value. I'm giving the value for email at also. It is also in main method. I'm entering the password. Okay, that is also in main method. As soon as I enter password value, which is here, okay, then it will call insert user method, supply these values. As soon as these values are supplied, it will go to the insert user method of user.dao. It will create the query, print the query, and then it will come here and try to run this line. And when it is trying to run this line, it will see that this package called com.mysql.cy is not available. It is not available in our jar file, and so it will throw the class not found exception. Let me show you. When I press enter here, you see this message. It is telling class not found exception, and what it is telling, which class it could not found, this particular package and the class name could not be found. That is what it is telling. Okay, so when we are using throws keyword with throws clause, throws keyword with the class not found exception, or any exception in general, then we also have to write that throws clause in the method where it is called. Whichever method is calling this method, there also we have to write the throws clause. That means we have to declare the exception. If we are declaring the exception, then what will happen? The exception will be shown in the console. Okay, when we are seeing exception in console, it is a very bad design. Okay, we should not show exception in console. What is the ground rule to remember? We must never show exceptions in the console. What is console? Console is output window of the project. Okay, console is output window of the project. Output is visible to whom? Output is visible to the end user in the sense your project's customer. Okay, output is visible to the end user is your project's customer, and your customer should never see the exceptions. Okay, customer should never see the exceptions. Okay, customer should never see the exceptions. Okay, so what is good practice? What is good practice? Good practice is always handle the exceptions. Always handle the exceptions and make sure that the exceptions are not shown in the output. It's a good practice. Always handle the exceptions and make sure that the exceptions are not shown in the output. Okay, how to do that? When I say handle the exception, it just means very simple concept. Handle the exception means provide try catch block for the exception. Whatever is the exception occurring, for that exception provide the try catch block, and that is called handling the exception. Okay, so where should we provide it? Okay, where should we provide try catch block? Okay, where should we provide try catch block? Wherever the exception occurs, it is the best way. Okay, wherever the exception occurs, provide your try catch block there itself. In whichever method the exception occurs, provide the try catch block in the same method, in the same place. That is the best way of handling the exceptions. Okay, so let us